PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan just dished out on when and where you can expect PC ports of their games to pop up. And while we're at it, let's check how the PSVR 2 is holding up. Up next. What up guys, this is Kalo and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. So we just got more news on how Sony plans to handle their PC ports moving forward. PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan was being interviewed by Famitsu and was asked about the idea of releasing their popular first-party games like God of War Ragnarok on the very same day they launch it on the PS5. Jim Ryan shut that idea down and said the current strategy that they're implementing, which is porting them over to the PC at least 2 to 3 years after the initial launch, and it's working out pretty well for Sony. In a statement that was translated by IGN Japan, Jim Ryan stated, quote, "We also fully understand the importance of PS5 exclusive titles. As I mentioned earlier, PlayStation Studios' main responsibility is to make games for the latest PlayStation hardware that players will enjoy. We are increasing the number of PS5 exclusive games and staggering the release of PC versions." He added, quote, "I often have the opportunity to ask game fans for their opinions. And when I ask them how they feel about the time lag, they often say they feel the release of a PC version 2 to 3 years after the release of a PlayStation version is acceptable." But porting over these titles isn't as easy as you'd think. Recently, Sony put out The Last of Us Part 1 back in March, and that was full of performance issues and crashes. Now, I think it's alright to stagger releases, but I'm more in the mindset of dropping them a year out from the initial release, while the hype is still around that game. But speaking in the broader sense, I think most people want to get these titles day one. But while we're here, let's stay in the realm of PlayStation and talk about the PSVR 2. Now, of course, this week, or maybe even today, we are expecting to get word at the PlayStation Showcase on titles that are coming to the PSVR 2. Recently, Jim Ryan talked about sales for this console, and let's dive into this quote given by Famitsu. Quote, "PSVR 2 just launched, so it may be a little early to judge its popularity, but we are happy to see more positive reactions from users and the media. I just listed some of the compatible titles, but more than 40 titles have been released around the launch of the PSVR 2. In addition, there are many titles ahead of us in 2023 and beyond. We will continue to push forward so that those who purchase the PSVR 2 can enjoy it for a long time, and we can also secure profits." And that statement is reassuring to investors of the PSVR 2. Mainly because there is vested interest in supporting the PSVR 2, and comparing this to the first iteration of the PSVR, which did have a fairly high attach rate. And that basically means people who bought the PSVR also bought a lot of games to go along with it. And I'm sure that's going to be the same case with the PSVR 2. And as for today's question, since it is Showcase Day, I'm going to pass this question off to you guys. If you had to pick one franchise to see in VR form, who would it be? Doesn't matter which platform, it could be from Xbox or even Nintendo. I know tech-wise, it's kind of impossible right now, but I'd give anything to see a PSVR port of Red Dead Redemption. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.